Connor Rogers here from the NFL Combine alongside Joshua Perry and Gabe Jacas from Illinois. You're an alien these days, man. A 4-year starter at one program?
Yeah.
The guys like you don't exist anymore. What was that experience like?
It was good, 4 years. Met a lot of people, played around the good players. It was a fun, environment to be in, being in Champaign for 4 years, but just a testament of who I am and the loyalty I bring.
So your 4 years, you worked with Brett Bielema, who to me has an interesting approach. He spent some time in the NFL right before he got to Illinois.
Yeah.
What did he do to help you guys get prepared for moments like these?
Yeah, I think Coach B does a good job of just teaching football one-on-one. Really does a good job of just developing players and, taking time on them and really investing in their techniques and everything they can do. So, shout out to Coach B. It really made me who I am today. I'm just thankful for what he's done for me.
You have something on your resume that NFL coaches and scouts love, and that is a back-to-back state championship wrestling background.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. NFL scouts, coaches, they love that.
Yeah.
What did wrestling do for you on the football field?
Yeah, obviously, wrestling, it's a sport that you do. You just don't wrestle, and mentality-wise, like, you have to be, mentally strong to wrestle. And I just carried that into football. Obviously, hand-eye coordination and having leverage in football and made me be an effective pass rusher. And I've just utilized what I learned in high school with the football and, never just pointing fingers or never making excuses for myself. It really made me who I am today. So I'm just really thankful for that.
You mentioned hand-eye coordination. One of the things that stands out to me about the way that you rush and really the way you defend the run is you're always swiping at the ball. You're always raking for the football. You're trying to get a punch on the football. Why or what makes you play that way?
Mentality, turnovers, is everything in the game of football nowadays. So if you always think to get the ball out, always think to get turnovers, always being effective in the pass game, it can help the team tremendously.
How do you develop that?
It's something that I've been instilled in as a kid in high school and into college, just being a violent, effective pass rusher. That's what good pass rushers are. They're just violent and disruptive and, physical.
I feel like you've been asked to do a lot of different things. Standing up, play with your hand in the dirt, play heavier at the Senior Bowl down to 260. I feel like that's a lightweight for you in comparison. Is there a comfort zone for you? Something you like doing and a playing weight you like to be at?
Yeah, I played 260, all of last year. That's something that I did in the offseason to get my weight down, being heavier. I just felt like I didn't have to carry that unnecessary weight, So that's something that I trained and something that made me a better pass rusher, more explosive.
So when you go up to the line of scrimmage, we've been asking some of the rushers this question. Guys typically have a little bit of a plan in mind. You don't just, go up there and put a rush on. You kind of have, developed a rush plan.
Yeah.
So first pass rush snap of the game, what are you doing, and then how are you building your rush plan throughout the game?
I'm going speed of power. I'm making them feel me. First play of the game, I got to make them feel my power. And then, sit them down, make them think I'm going to go power, then I'm going to go speed move, You got to go speed of power. That's the name of the game. That's something that a lot of people shy away from, but that's something that, I take pride on.
Your brother played college football at FIU.
Yeah.
How has he helped you throughout, the process of developing over time, as well as and how he's been a mentor to you?
Yeah, my brother Khalid, he was my high school coach, for 2 years. So, imagine that, someone as a brother.
That's cool.
Always being hard on you, always upholding you to a standard that a lot of people don't get upheld to. So he pretty much taught me young, like, the ins and outs of, football, getting ready for college. And, you got to do the things that a lot of people don't necessarily want to do in high school. So I was always lifting, after school, always, watching film with him, like, the things that you do in college. So when I got to college, I was already ready. I was 250, I was ready to play college football.
What's the training been like for you? It's a bit of a switch from what you typically do to get ready for a game. You're getting ready for a completely different type of competition out here. How's it gone?
It's been good. I'm down in Miami training, training for the Combine. It's been fun, getting faster, getting stronger, doing interview preps. It's been pretty good.
So the Senior Bowl, you stood out in a pretty big way. It felt like it went from like, hey, this guy could go in the first round after this. You played in the Big Ten for 4 years. What was it like being in that environment up against some different offensive linemen?
It was good, going against people I don't go against typically, because being in the Big Ten for 4 years, I never really went against, SEC, ACC, Pac or Big 12, whatever it may be. So going against, high-level competition outside of my conference, it was just, you know, cool to just be around and go against them, and, you know, it was a good experience.
When you get in the meeting room with the personnel that's here, what are you trying to impress upon them the most? What do you want them to walk away saying about you?
Gabe's a physical, dominant player, you know, a player that doesn't, you know, take plays off, a player with high motor, someone that's dependable, disciplined, you know, a natural leader, you know, all those things.
When we get some time away from the field, what do we do for fun?
So I'm playing the game while I'm fishing, you know, spending time with the boys. You know, I'm very laid back, chill, so anytime I'm out the football facility, I'm doing those things.
What's your favorite video game?
Probably Call of Duty or Fortnite. Right. I like Fortnite too.
Quite a few of that.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
All right. The last thing, you get drafted. You're on an insane regimen right now. You talked about cutting down to 260. What's the cheat meal, like the celebration meal?
Cheat meal. My family from the island, so, you know, some rice and peas, oxtail, some jerk chicken, probably, you know, some cabbage. So that's a cheat meal for sure.
We had another player who said that he wanted some Caribbean food as well, so it's a little bit of a theme right now. It's
kind of hard, you know, being from Florida. You know, I'm not too far away from home, so I try to shy away from that. You know,
probably better in Florida than what you could find in Illinois.
Yeah, for sure.
Gabe Jacas, man, it's been a lot of fun watching you play. Can't wait to see where you end up at the next level. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it for your time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.